Although its launch lineup was shaky, the Wii U was able to amass an awesome collection of games ever since its 2012 release, but it's a shame the console wasn't as successful as many had hoped, so a lot of great Wii U titles might never be played by a large portion of Nintendo fans. With the Switch showing impressive initial sales results, this is a console that will hopefully unite a large chunk of the gaming community and allow them to play some of the latest and coolest games that Nintendo has to offer. With all the Switch hype, however, it's important not to forget some of the great Wii U titles that deserve a second chance on Nintendo's newest system. I will admit I'm not a Wii U veteran, and a couple games I'll bring up in this list I've never actually played, but have seen a lot of gameplay of, and I wish I'd picked them up during the few months I owned a Wii U earlier this year. Nevertheless, these 5 games are titles I believe to be incredibly fun, and I would love to play or replay on the Switch. Do keep in mind that since there are a lot of great Wii U games, not all your favorites may be on this list. These are just my opinions of games I want to be ported, and if I left a fun one out, let me know in the comments. Number 5 is The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. Now this one I didn't get a chance to play while I had the system, but I've heard a lot of good things about it and I adore the art style. This looks like a game that I could play for hours even if it wasn't Zelda, as the graphics are just so charming and the way the dungeons are laid out through the world remind me of pirate games I used to play when I was younger. The sailing mechanic looks like a lot of fun, and the simplistic design of the ocean really adds a sense of wonder to the game, and I can imagine this being a relaxing adventure to play in handheld mode. From what I've seen, this title provides some rewarding and surprisingly challenging puzzles that could keep me coming back for a long time. The pleasing visual style and the Zelda mechanics that I've come to love, I believe, make The Wind Waker a worthy port for the Switch, and one that I would be excited to add to my collection. Number 4 is Super Mario Maker. This probably seems like an obvious choice to many of you, as the ability to make your own Mario levels is something we've wanted for a long time. To be fair, this game did receive some criticism however, as a large portion of the levels people created were either designed to troll the player or were too difficult to be fun, and I experienced this a lot when I played the game. However, I really enjoyed how simple it was to create levels, and without much experience I was able to make this level you're seeing here, where Mario just walks forward without jumping, and the level automatically bounces him to the finish line. But I do think this type of level is a good example of what the community usually designed. I never came across a non-official course in this game that seemed like it could have been made by Nintendo. But with that being said, there were still a lot of fun stages that people made, and I think on a more popular system like this, there's a lot of potential for this game to really shine. And besides, I want a 2D Mario for the Switch at some point, so why not start with this? I think if Nintendo were to bring Super Mario Maker to the Switch, it would be in the form of a sequel with new tools and items to use. But if they were to make a port, it's likely you would create levels on the handheld with the touchscreen and play them on either screen you choose. I think they can make it work, and if they did, I would definitely try and purchase Super Mario Maker again. Number 3 is Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. If you exclude Super Mario Galaxy, my favorite original Wii game was Donkey Kong Country Returns. As a kid I played that game for days and I beat it several times in fact. I came to love the Donkey Kong series, which is why I was so excited that this sequel was released. When I played it for the first time, I was swarmed with nostalgia and a familiar feeling of Donkey Kong's world. The music was fantastic, and many of the tracks were nice remixes from the Wii version that I remember fondly. On top of the awesome musical score, the level design somehow was completely new, yet still felt like the original game. I was surprised how many new features they could implement into levels, and the design of each stage never felt repeated. Each course was always fresh, even more so than the original, which I didn't think was possible. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is a wonderful sequel that was done right, and I would love to finish the game if Nintendo were to provide us with a port and give the game another chance. Number 2 is Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. This is the other game I never actually got a chance to play. Captain Toad is probably one of the most charming characters I've seen in a video game, as he seems so determined to venture through these dangerous worlds, and it's just adorable while doing it. In Mario 3D World, there were some stages like this where you got to control Captain Toad to collect stars, and this game was a spin-off of that. The mechanics of it were a lot of fun, and I would eagerly play a full game about it even if that's all it's offered. But that's actually not all this game has to offer, as it drastically expands the setting of levels and adds a ton of new mechanics, most notably enemies that come after you. Because he can't jump, which is very ironic considering he comes from Mario games that focus around jumping, Toad instead throws turnips to knock his enemies away. This looks like a ton of fun and a new take on the Mario universe. I hope Captain Toad Treasure Tracker gets a port, because this is one that I really don't want to miss. Number 1 is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the... Wait, no, that's already there. Number 1 is Super Mario 3D World. Although I've heard people say this game is too easy, I haven't had this much fun with the Nintendo games since Super Mario Galaxy. There was something about this game that really captivated me, and kept me coming back even after I'd beaten every level and all the bonus stages. I was shocked how this game seemed to just never end, as I kept thinking I was on the last world, then boom, I beat the boss and there's another one. In the clouds, over lava, in Bowser Land, to space. I felt like it never ended, and I loved every second of it. I hope every Mario fan can have a chance to play this game, as it is a truly impressive feat that I think even Odyssey will have a tough time beating. Although it sometimes did seem a little too easy, I would still often encounter some pretty difficult levels and some hard stars to get to. And because I love the level design, I was perfectly fine that some worlds required you to have a certain amount of stars, because I love going to older levels and trying to find all the collectibles. I don't know how they did it, but Nintendo worked their magic and made another incredible game that I would purchase in a heartbeat if they released Super Mario 3D World on the Switch. Anyway guys, those are the 5 Wii U games that I really want to see be ported onto the Nintendo Switch. These are some great titles that deserved a more popular console to be released with. If made available, I'm sure I would purchase all of these at some point, as even the ones I've already played are good enough to be played again. I couldn't include everything on this list, and some came really close but didn't quite make the top 5, such as Pikmin 3 and Smash Bros, but I'm fairly confident those will appear on the Switch in some form anyway. Do you like these games, or did I forget a really fun one? Let me know in the comments, or you can click the card in the top right of the screen to vote on which of the games I mentioned in this video you like more than the others. It doesn't have to be your favorite, I'm just interested to see which you like more. And other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.